Indiana. New era, new energy. Already making plans for next season. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing, Indiana?
Instant panic hit the Indiana Fever, and honestly, they earned every second of it, leaking their list of protected players for next season. That's a new level of recklessness. And the cherry on top of this disaster, they accidentally posted it online. Lack of functionality, of course, a signature move for this franchise. First you fumble, with Caitlin Clark overshadowing her brilliance with your incompetence, and now you're setting the stage to suffer for neglecting actual talent.
There's not even one scenario ever out there in all the multiverses where Caitlin Clark wouldn't be on the list.
Let's face it, your picks scream favoritism, or worse, a focus on players who probably brought you some financial perks, because clearly scouting for skill isn't your strong suit. The players you've chosen might have potential on a good day, but passing over rising stars and solid assets, that's pure neglect. If this is your idea of strategy, Indiana, it's going to be a long season of regret. Indiana Fever. What in the actual world were you thinking? November 24th. 2024 might as well be declared a national holiday for how not to run a franchise. I mean, who needs espionage or leaks when your social media team is out here casually posting your protected player list for the WNBA expansion draft?
The expansion draft is happening on December the 6th. It's going to be live on ESPN. But before that happens, here's what you need to know.
The Fever managed to hit post on a graphic showcasing their protected player list, basically a cheat sheet for every rival in the league, just one day before the protection deadline. One day. Was it really that hard to keep it together for 24 more hours before they could scramble to hit delete? Fans had already taken screenshots, and guess what screenshots are? Forever. Indiana, you've just turned a pivotal moment for your franchise into a MEM-worthy disaster.
Have a new team, the Golden State Valkyries, that's going to begin and play in 2025. But before that happens, we need to have an expansion draft because they need some players on their roster.
Let's put this into perspective. The Golden State Valkyries, the shiny new WNBA team debuting in 2025, are gearing up for their expansion draft. The stakes are sky high for every team. Each franchise gets to protect 6 players from being snatched up while the rest are left vulnerable. It's a delicate chess game, unless of course you're Indiana Fever, in which case you just flip the board and let everyone else peek at your hand.
Women's sports, it's a big opportunity to be a part of this rising tide that we're all experiencing. Everybody in this company's all in. Everybody in this city's all in.
Oh, but the fun doesn't stop there. This draft isn't just any draft, it's shaping the future of the league. And the Fever, fresh off their first playoff appearance in years, should be riding a wave of positive momentum. Instead, they're flailing in the deep end of public humiliation. This isn't a rookie mistake. This is the kind of blunder that gets talked about for years, like when you accidentally reply all on a work email, but multiply that embarrassment by 1,000,000 in.
There's not even one scenario ever out there in all the multiverses where Caitlin Clark wouldn't be on the list. Aaliyah Boston, same thing goes for her. Kelsey Mitchell's going to be a free agent, but we know the Fever really want to bring her back. They've been celebrating her accomplishments in China. They just posted an hour of her highlights online. They can core her if they have her rights and keep her under contract. So it makes sense that they keep that big 3 together.
But then comes the head scratchers. Nalissa Smith, sure, she's got talent, but inconsistency might as well be her middle name. This is the same player who spent half the season trending for her TikTok drama instead of her on-court dominance. High risk, low reliability. Protecting her feels like tossing a coin and hoping for heads.
On-court stuff, she's not the best decision maker with the basketball. Motor comes into question at times, not really a shooter. However, there was also the other stuff. You know, she would seem to have an issue with Christy Sides. Doesn't seem to stay away from social media at times. And then the thing with Dejanay Carrington and the Sun and the Fever. And
Tommy Fogg Bentley, a veteran presence, yes, but injuries have made her more of a liability than an asset. Picking her over younger, fresher talent like Grace Berger is just why. Berger might be underutilized now, but she's a promising backup for Clark. Meanwhile, Bentley, best days are behind her.
Temi Fagbenle is a winning attitude kind of player, plays hard on defense, really ran the floor well on the season, did a nice job converting Caitlin Clark's passes early in the year. Didn't do as well later in the year with that. Blew a lot of layups and bunnies, but I think part of that was because she had a hand injury.
And let's talk about who didn't make the cut. Damaris Dante is left exposed. She's a versatile forward who can stretch the floor and provide depth, but apparently Indiana thinks that they're so stacked they can just let her go. This decision reeks of short-term thinking, and the backlash from fans has been as predictable as it is justified. And speaking of Grace Berger, how does someone with her potential not make the cut? She's young, underutilized, and exactly the kind of backup Caitlin Clark needs. Tossing her into the expansion draft meat grinder is the kind of move that makes you wonder if anyone in the front office even likes their job.
Just never know. You just never, ever know when it comes to the WNBA. Like, nothing will surprise me. But this is a competent franchise. They're going to keep the players that have the most value, whether it be on the court or in the trade.
What's even worse is how this whole mess aligns perfectly with ESPN's predictions. So now everyone's wondering if this wasn't just a leak, but also a testament to how uninspired their strategy is. Seriously, Indiana, if your big moves are so obvious that a sports network can predict them, maybe it's time to shake things up. Instead, you've painted yourself into a corner where every questionable choice, like protecting Smith and Bentley over Berger and Dantis, looks like a neon sign screaming, "We have no idea what we're doing." The fallout of franchise that finally had some positive momentum has turned into a punchline. Fans are questioning your competence, analysts are picking apart your priorities, and rival teams are probably toasting to yourself. Sabotage. The expansion draft is set for December 6th, and whatever happens, the Fever have already lost a crucial part of the battle, their credibility. Now, let's address the theories swirling around the circus. Some fans are whispering that this so-called leak was intentional, a sneaky way to gauge public reaction. If that's true, it's both wildly reckless and kind of genius in a let's burn it all down sort of way, using your fan base as a focus group for your screw-ups. Bold move, Indiana. But if this was an actual accident, which seems more likely given the track record, it's just another reason to question the competence of everyone involved. Leaks like this aren't just embarrassing, they're catastrophic when you're trying to rebuild credibility.
Maybe Stephanie White sees the talent that Alyssa has, and she clearly has talent, and thinks, I can get the most out of Alyssa. Or maybe the Fever think, hey, we're not going to lose her for nothing. Let's protect her because she does have trade value.
Here's the bigger issue. These decisions could alienate the already fragile fan base. Let's break this down. Choosing Alyssa Smith and Tammy Bentley over Grace Berger and Damaris Tiss only makes sense if it pays off big. Otherwise, you're left with a roster that looks more like a patchwork quilt than a championship contender. And if Smith flops or Bentley injuries persist, this team will have what could have been stamped all over it. Meanwhile, Berger and Tiss, if picked up by Golden State Valkyries, could thrive and make Indiana look even worse. It's like they're playing chess while missing half the pieces, and the Valkyries are sitting there laughing at every move.
The reason this has become a thing is because the players in front of her, well, there were 6 of them. And the WNBA draft, the expansion draft coming up, you can protect 6 players from the Golden State Valkyries. Each team, each franchise can. So fans try to put 2 and 2 together, seeing the 6 players that Stephanie White was talking to and thinking those must be the 6 players.
Speaking of the Valkyries, this leaked list is a jackpot for them. With a clear view of Indiana's priorities, they're free to disrupt the Fever's plans however they see fit. Snatch up unprotected players, check preemptive trade offers, double-check. Indiana just handed them a cheat sheet to their strategy, wrapped with about honestly, the Valkyries should send them a thank you card for making their job so much easier. This fiasco isn't just a bad look for Indiana, it's a lesson in how not to handle high-stakes situations in the WNBA. Expansion drafts don't happen every day, and when they do, they reshape the league. Every decision carries weight, and mistakes rip through rosters and standings. Yet, here's Indiana Fever tripping over their own feet in a league that's getting more competitive by the minute.
The WNBA now getting some of the vibes that the NBA has gotten in free agency and off seasons in the past, where fans can't stop speculating about every little thing.
And then there's Caitlin Clark. She's not just the face of the Fever, she's the face of the WNBA. Her rookie season was a historic record-shattering spectacle that put Indiana back on the map. Pairing her with Aya Boston should have been the foundation for a rising powerhouse, but Instead of building smartly around them, the Fever are making decisions that risk dragging their stars down, protecting Clark and Boston. Sure, that's the bare minimum. You didn't screw up the obvious, but the rest of the roster is a shaky mix of unproven potential injury risks and missed opportunities.
A little Fever fun, right? I mean, it's an all-season topic. It's perfect for that. A little bit of Fever fun. We can have that. And shout out to the social team if they're getting in trouble today. No big deal. Right.
Indiana Fever U had one job: keep your plans under wraps and show the league you're a team to take seriously. Instead, you've handed the Golden State Valkyries a free pass to analyze your strategy and let the rest of the league laugh at your expense. This wasn't just a misstep, it was a full-blown collapse. If this is what new energy looks like, your fans are in for a rough ride.